Hi, Vincent DiClemente here. I wanted to follow up on my last video about the new credit card reforms. As I had said, card issuers were not in favor of this legislation. And it's become obvious. Card issuers didn't just roll over and accept these reforms. They've been very busy. Busy picking your pocket and more. Card issuers have been raising rates and fees to borrowers. According to USA Today, issuers are charging higher balance transfer fees. They've made it easier to charge interest rate penalties to their customers. And those interest rates are skyrocketing to ridiculous heights. And to top it all off, it's having an adverse effect on your credit report and your FICO scores. And this is what the criteria is that they're using to justify what they're doing. I know what you're saying. What about the reform bill that you talked about? The one that President Obama signed. Unfortunately, it doesn't take effect until next February. And the law still doesn't cap interest rates or fees. It left plenty of time for card issuers to take advantage of consumers. What it comes down to is card issuers are terrified of losing more money. Because of the economy, the rate of customer default on credit card bills is rising. So credit card issuers are using this time to make up for it. They do it by gouging their current customers. Unfortunately, this is going to lead to more defaults and even higher interest rates. Remember, most rates are based on the prime lending rate, plus percentage points. The prime rate, as reported in the Wall Street Journal, is currently 3.25%. And I'm sure that typically that's not what your payment rate is. What do you think will happen when prime goes up? And believe me, it will, to 5% or 10% or maybe even 15%. Not to mention, none of this helps the economy, which unfortunately is reliant on consumer spending. And now that the damage is done, the politicians, they're trying to move up the effective date of the legislation. And the card issuers are still trying to fight this. It's funny how card issuers can raise rates and fees at the drop of a hat, but they can't implement legislative changes in a year. Now is the time to rattle the cages of our so-called representatives in Washington. They've bailed out the banks under the veil of consumer protection, but they'd have made us prey to the wolves. It's time for all of us to take action. Get in touch with your senators and your representatives. Let them know that the protection has backfired and that their half-hearted efforts have caused irreparable damage that we may never be able to recover from.